about that, kid. It's all good. I'm glad you're okay and one good.
Yeah, real talk. Glad you're good.
No, it might be a good thing. You want to know why?
Oh boy,
here we go, doubling down. You know I'm good for it. Anyway, doubling down. We might see what if Luke Gesson can actually call a good game.
No,
we might have to see if Luke Gesson called it. We might have to see if Tyson Bagent. Like, listen, it's a bunch of people in the chat that wants to see if Tyson got it. Am I wrong?
If Tyson can play, yes, a bunch of people that want.
Well, now you might get to see it.
Yeah.
So it's age of Bagent season now. So
hey, listen,
we're talking about that already in week 6.
If Justin is out and everything else goes to like, it get worse?
He's going to be out.
Then we know exactly who the problem is.
Yes, I know exactly who the problem is.
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna lie to you. The biggest thing that changed, and it goes to that conversation, and maybe we can get into kind of where the Caleb Williams conversation, all that with what we saw from him as well this week. The biggest thing that changed is you coming in here effing everything. Now, the biggest thing that changed was they decided to bench Cody Whitehair. The second they benched Cody Whitehair, all of a sudden the snaps were coming out a little straighter, and the offense moved down the field. Lucas Patrick got in, and I'm not saying Lucas Patrick was elite. I'm not saying Lucas Patrick was great at all. But the second that he got in the game, before that, high snaps, almost 2 that went over Bagent's head. Bagent had to save a couple of them. It was horrible offensive line play.
I think Drew is excited to hear about the Bagent talk. What's up, Drew?
all I ask for is competent play from your center. Like, is there a snap school that Cody can go to?
I want competent play, period.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about from your center. Like, he's been doing this for more than 1 week.
Yeah.
He's done this for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Justin because of his athletic ability, has been able to like high point the ball, run, get a few yards.
That's true.
He's making something out of nothing.
We've seen Justin Fields high point the football more than we ever saw Chase Claypool do it here. Unfortunately,
that's
because
bogus.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Right for that.
But no, like, listen, and
he's a vending machine.
Here's the thing at the end of the day. I'm not one of those weirdos that don't want Tyson Bagent to go out to Vegas and do well. I do want to see him do well. But I also want people to understand the reason that he struggled in the beginning absolutely has to do with the terrible offensive line play that we saw from our center who makes the calls. Matty Riflus confirmed that as well. Who makes the line calls? Your center. Cody Whitehair then was making the line calls. All those line calls were, okay, we go on the right, we go on the left. You got to split out. That's on Cody Whitehair. Lucas Patrick got in there. Football starts moving down the field. 83-yard drive. You see Tyson Bagent get in the end zone. Second drive down. Tyson took a deep shot, which he really just doesn't have doesn't have the arm for. And if we're being 100%, if that's Justin Fields throwing that football is either in the back of the end zone or it's in the hands of DJ Moore on that shot there. Plus, Justin a little bit better at throwing it off balance. Tyson was like running to the left, trying to throw it right. It was a bad throw by the young fella. Rookie mistake. I want to see him do well in Vegas. And the Vegas is going to be crazy too. We're heading towards the Vegas Bowl or the toilet bowl, I should say. Again,
the battle of the mids.
Not even mids.
Not the mids. This is toilet right here.
Battle of the turds.
It's bad.
Hey, listen, we just want to go there and see our next receiver for the Chicago Bears. Because
why do we need a receiver? We need a lineman, dude.
I think
Devontae Adams makes any cool
I think here's the thing, right? I think here's the thing, because how many people, right? Is there anybody here that wants Caleb? If we're trending, we're getting the number 1 overall pick, right?
Honestly, no.
Is there anybody here that wants Caleb?
Not right now. Not right now.
I don't know. I think
right now.
It depends on what. It's not about getting Caleb if we don't have the right scheme and coaching in place. We got to have the infrastructure. I don't want to see this kid to be the next Andrew Luck and he's getting killed later because now all you get is he gets a shoulder injury. He's done, right? We've seen this over time when you don't have the pieces in place to build around a young guy like that.
I want Ryan to get a true rebuild.
We're still in year 2.
Yeah, he's nowhere near finished with the rebuild.
I know. So I'm just saying,
like the fans calling for his job has nothing to do with him. Like he didn't do enough. You know what I mean? Like he's gonna get more drafts.
I see you, Steve. But this is the thing. I wish people would understand like what the Bears have done is monumental. They have a president of the team that they've never had before,
which is going to fire everyone.
Right, we have a
Kevin Warren. We've got to be upstairs.
What have we had? 3 GMs in
10 weeks.
How many years? 3 GMs and Emery to Pace to now Poles.
9 years.
Like you cannot.
9 years.
You have to build a team. Like this is an aircraft carrier. You can't just turn it around just like that. You have to build this thing up. So this guy's in year 2 of his team, getting rid of Pace's
and I like
team.
all the young pieces. I'm not gonna lie.
And he's building block by block,
pieces.
but it's going to take a while. But it's like he's still in a great spot.
Yeah.
Everybody can be mad all they want to. If Fields is not going to be that guy, he has every right to move on.
Yeah.
Or is the coaching? Because now I think he takes an L for the Eberflus pick. Who then brings in.
That's an L. There's some L's for sure. Listen, Nate Davis is an L at this point. Lucas Patrick is an L at this point. All right, there's some L's here.
Shout out to Renzo. Thank you, man. We love
but
you
you're
too,
actually getting an opportunity now to go out there and build up your team. And so for me, right, when I look at the Caleb Williams conversation, if the Chicago Bears were to have the number 1 overall pick and could go get Caleb Williams, I wouldn't go get Caleb Williams because.
Are we switching to?
Yeah, because Caleb Williams is not different from Justin Fields.
Right.
They have the same flaw. Like their draft profiles
is literally
are identical.
Same player.
You're going to get the same guy. You're going to get a guy who sometimes holds the football too long, doesn't always read the defense well when pressure is around him. You saw that the first week, this week, when pressure actually was around him, right? Like, it's the first. I get it. He's a sensation. I love what he can do when he's protected. But I was like, I'll wait and hold my thoughts until I see somebody that actually has a defensive line that can attack him, that can get downfield on him, that can force him to speed his clock up. I said clock. Did I say it the right way?
You said that real quick.
I gotta say it the right way. Force him to speed it up. You know what I mean? So for me, that sounds crazy too. But for me, I think the biggest thing with going out and addressing in this draft, if you're not addressing your offensive line, you're just making a mistake because you're just running it back. When are we going to figure out that the way that San Francisco continues to find quarterbacks is there's usually a really, really good offensive line standing in front of those quarterbacks.
So your model would be Kansas City with Alex Smith, and then or San Francisco where they can trade up. So they get the team ready, and then they do the reverse of what Pace did, right? When he gave 2 picks and got Mac, we can get whatever we got to do to get up to get the guy we want, right?
I'll tell you exactly what I would do because I don't know why there's this thought process that we have to sign Justin Fields tomorrow. It helps if I know who Justin Fields is. Yep. It makes it a lot easier going into this draft knowing that I'm not going to have to skip over who is now the next generational talent. How many generational talents have we had in the last 6 years of football, right? Like Trevor Lawrence,
Jameis Winston.
No, Jameis. Well, I guess Jameis did come in
cold.
Moniker generation.
I'm saying Jameis was cold.
He was.
He was cold.
I don't know if they said he was generational.
I'm not trying to go down that rabbit. I'm just saying we have these top number 1 picks that have not played out.
That's my point is I would trade back and get as many picks as I can for next year's draft and some for this year, and I would absolutely take the 2 best offensive linemen that I could find in this draft. I'm gonna be honest with you. Y'all know my affinity for Marvin Harrison Jr. He would not be on my team next year. Looking at what I see now on the field, because
you can't get
I do think you have. I mean, I think you have. I don't know, Nate Davis got to be healthy. Really,
you have 2 linemen.
Your mom passed away. I shoot you a lot of grace on that.
For a month.
Yeah, but now we can't give him no more.
Your mother
excuses.
passes away. I'm shooting you a year's worth of grace.
I'm sorry. That's on me. Sorry.
Yes, like I'm shooting you grace on. You know what I mean? Like I'm willing to. Now the problem with all of that is again, and it's the Bears again lying. Telling all the mystery and shroud. Even the day with Justin Fields' thumb, they look at the MRI. Well, we don't know, but sometimes we know, and then you got to look to know, and we don't know what we're looking at. Yeah, I mean, like realistically speaking, just tell me what the MRI said. I know a doctor came to you and said, "Yeah, it's probably dislocated. You're not gonna have this dude for a month." Like, what secrecy are you having here? But the hit to me that Nate Davis took was created by the Chicago Bears. Because they didn't just go, he's dealing with a very serious death in his family. Y'all leave him alone.
So you're saying leadership didn't handle
leadership once again did not handle things right. This organization's leadership has come into question so many times for me.
Yeah.
With the Allen Williams situation, the Nate Davis situation, the Chase Claypool situation. Dog, we only at week 6. We're only at week 6.
I told you, Matt Eberflus looks like a mechanic to me. It's Matt the mechanic. He just does not come across.
I'll tell you this:
like a coach.
After last week's game, right? Can we all agree he looks like a good defensive coordinator?
Yeah,
the defense looked really, really good.
Yes. That's what he does.
That's what he does.
That is what he does.
Confident.
Yeah, but he's not going to be here long enough.
He looks confident. I'll allow that. It was versus the Vikings. He looks confident. Kirk was
I mean,
Kurt Cobain's baby.
So I think to your point, I think that if Greg Roman's still out there, we run this offense based off his skill set. You can still now with 2. Let's just say hypothetically they get those 2 number 1 and number 2 picks. They can trade down both times, right? And take both of them. You can go to 7 and 9. Say they did what they did again. Go to 5 and say like
you probably
9.
Can't go outside the top 5 if you want one of those top.
No, you get one of the top. Yeah. I'm just saying in general they could trade down whatever. Joker's traded from 2 to 3. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we can get the best defensive lineman, best offensive lineman in the first round, maybe you're able to come and get 3, top picks in that first round because you're able to trade down, and then you get the scheme around Justin Fields for what he can do. He can pass the ball and he can run, but we don't have. If we got the big boys, I was trying to figure out. We need to look up who. We knew this year, for example, that the free agency class was not that great for talent in general. And shout out to Ryan Poles. Listen, we could give him flack on a lot. Shout out to him for not paying none of the tackles that was on the market, bro. Yeah. Oh my God. McGlinchey has been doo-doo water. Like Andrews Pete from New Orleans is slated to be unrestricted free agent. He's 29 years old. You know what I'm saying? And as a guard. Outside of that, a lot of these guys are old, 35, 38. Yeah. So maybe you get one of these tackles. There's a Jonah Williams from Cincinnati. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't think I want any Cincinnati tackles because they can't.
Yeah, no, I don't want
Joe Burrow.
That's really been my point. Like honestly, like
they hate him,
bro.
Hey, he just doesn't like. He didn't get no
the crazy part is
he didn't do something for somebody on that line because they don't. They just
give him
back
up.
there.
They give him up all the time.
The crazy part is he like, man, I'm taking out the AFC Championship games. Super Bowls, all I'm asking y'all to do is stop letting them sack me, and y'all can't even do that.
But you know what his problem is? He holds the ball too long. He plays hero ball.
But here's the thing.
Now he has the weapons to play hero ball.
No. To that point though,
and he's a good
QB. That is why when you put the right schemes in place, sometimes you can negate what the deficiencies of your player is. And this is why I keep looking at mugs when they're having the Caleb Williams over Justin Fields conversation. And I'm like, listen, I get it. It's the next new thing. It's a new shiny toy. Let's go play with it. And we're going to have a great time. And then we never do. You want to know why? Because we never protect these mugs. Name the last quarterback that was protected in Chicago.
Oh, I stopped watching.
Never.
Protected?
When it was black and white.
What do you mean protected?
Mitch has
no.
Mitch didn't have no protection.
His offensive line was hurt every year.
Rex Grossman.
I know that
every time too much for him not to have no
every
protection.
time we had a good offensive line, we had a very good record until they couldn't do it. 13-3, 2001 with Jim Miller, and he got hurt in the playoffs.
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying 05 or 06.
Ruben Brown, was that Olin?
But that's the 06. Ruben Brown, Garza, Cruz.
But this is the point of all of that. You say every time we have a good offensive line, I went back and counted them because I know I went back and counted them.
Oh, I got 4.
All the years since I've been alive that the Chicago Bears have had a winning record. That's since 1994. 9.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm 29 years old.
I'm 29 years old.
I watched it too.
So make that 137.
If we go back to Joel's era, you're only getting up to 12.
Well, you can count the 80s.
Well, I mean, if we go back to Joel's era all the way, I mean, we can get to the 60s. He was a big Butkus fan. Yeah, 60s. I mean. So
I'm going to say this, though, because me and Pat have a real, we have a stark contrast in how we look at this. The Justin Fields era is over, in my opinion.
Wow.
No, it's not.
No, hey, listen, y'all got your opinion.
Can't even come back from injury.
Y'all got your opinion. I got mine. What was it take? I say halfway through the season. Let's just say he's out for 30 days. Okay. Where are we gonna be at?
Still in the best
halfway
spot.
through the season. Yeah, experiment for the most part. I'm not saying he's a bad player. Mm-hmm. Everyone thinks I'm saying he sucks. No, we don't have the infrastructure to support him.
Yeah.
So guess what? You now have to realize that you don't have it. Sell high.
No, you can't say no. You can't say he doesn't have it.
You have to rebuild. You have to really.
But you're still in the rebuild. You're not out of the rebuild.
Right. We're still figuring out.
He's a part of the rebuild.
Justin is not a part of the rebuild. So Justin was an inherited piece.
He wasn't an inherited piece. He has talent. The issue is, are we going to scheme? We don't have the offensive line to do. That's probably half the issue, right? I don't know why Getsy wants all these dang screens that he wants to throw all the time.
That's an ugly screen. It looks like a pick.
I'm just saying, but if you have it, if it's executed properly, it does work. We've seen screens work.
Well, I also said this, and nobody. I also said this, and nobody paid attention to it. I said this on the Bears Breeze.
What up, Sean Bell?
I was like, hey, listen, losing Equinemius is big.
Yep.
Losing him for 4 weeks is huge. You want to know why?
Because he blocks.
There's a consistent jersey that is leading the way down the field. Like, listen, I know that's not what you want your wide receiver to do is the number one thing, but he does it very, very well. So
I like Wonder Donkey. He says we have to rebuild inside the rebuild.
Yeah. Well, you have to make decisions on the pieces that aren't here. But here's my thing. Whether you go get Caleb Williams, whether you stick with Tyson Bagent, whether you keep Justin Fields.
Or Drake May or Penix. There's other prospects in this draft class that are going to be generational talents or are touted to be.
Yeah. Everybody's generational talent until somebody hit them in the mouth.
Hey, that's a fact.
Bryce Young was a generational talent.
Yeah. But you know who else? You know who is look like a generational talent? CJ Stroud.
Yeah, but CJ Stroud
out there dodging people.
CJ Stroud wasn't even getting talked about as generational talent.
He was talked about as a top two.
He was talked about as Bryce and the rest of these guys.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this just because
Muzz
I know where
was
you're
putting
going.
Will Levis above.
CJ Stroud drafted him. Yes,
there's a certain demographics, great hope. That's all that is. Anyway,
no, you're right. No, you're not wrong.
We got that.
Hey, you ever notice all the people that call for Bagent have the same background and on the never mind.
Didn't you notice that? They say he looks like a QB.
I don't know what it is about that Bagent. He just looks like he's got the brain to do that.
But I'm gonna say this: when you are in a situation where you don't have the infrastructure and you still have a talent who hasn't, he's given me 4 games where I said that's my QB.
Yeah.
He's giving me 4 games and a whole lot of running. That's not what I want for my QB.
Yeah.
It's not good for him. It's not good for us. It's not working out, baby. Don't make you a bad person. It's not you, it's me, but sometimes it's you. But I mean, like he doesn't process enough. He doesn't process fast enough. He really doesn't.
I'm with you on that, but I'm gonna come back at you with this though. Ryan Post. No,
Raging Ringo.
So
Raging Ringo's red hot corner.
Wow. So that's loud. Nah. So
why was that so good?
So
at the
beginning of the season, even before the season started, this is right when the whole like, oh, we need to get rid of Justin, reset the clock. Ryan Post came out and said, yeah, he's done it with his legs. Now we need to see him do it with his arm. You said they don't have the infrastructure to do that. Now, case in point, when I was saying the same thing about Daniel Jones, what did you say? Oh, they need to go out and get the infrastructure. He said once they go out and get the infrastructure, you could really see what you got.
And they kind of did though. They went out and got Daniel Jones, a starting center, and he already had a starting right.
And they got him a tight end.
They got him a tight end.
That's my point. But
the Bears also are doing that.
They're in position to do that.
They're in the process.
Yeah, which means the experiment ain't over. You messed up. So now it's time for you to.
I don't even think they messed up.
If you're going to rebuild inside the rebuild, you get new coaches.
You wouldn't.
You get new coaches.
Hold on, real quick.
You get new coaches because the scheme's not working. Not Justin's not working. The scheme's not working.
That still goes my point. 50-50. Real quick, shout out to Super Chat. Robert Diaz. The Bears need to find a good O-line, then leave them at their actual positions. And the Bears coaching is moving these guys around like it's musical chairs, like morons. And then we have another super chat.
Shout out to Tanner with the double super chat.
Yep. What's up, Breeze fam? You can put Thanos behind that line and he's gonna get sacked. I'm just saying.
Snap. Oh, snap.
It's just it's one of those things where, and hit that like button, subscribe to the page, man. We appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. 116 had 25 likes. Let's get the likes up, man. Let's get up over 100 likes on this mug. To me, it's one of those things that I look at with Justin Fields as maybe kids right, maybe the timeline don't work out, maybe you're right, maybe they go out and get the right pieces. At the end of the day, I don't care who you put back there. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to build like we always talk about these teams. How do they keep finding How do the Patriots keep finding guys that you can plug in?
It's the 49ers.
I got 5 fat dudes that stand in front of them that don't let them get touched for 6 seconds.
So you got the best
and
line.
he makes and to the scheme point,
he makes his decisions quicker.
He makes his decisions quicker. Listen, there's times where Justin's got to make his decision quicker. It's not all up. Justin got hurt because of his.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it was his fault that he got hurt.
We can agree on that. Yeah.
It was his fault. You're holding the football for 6 seconds. You're standing back there. You're waiting around. Daniil Hunter runs down and ends up getting you the sack that takes you out of the game. It's your fault.
Yeah.
That's not your offensive line's fault. Your offensive line was putrid that day, and it still wasn't your offensive line's fault on that play. And we've talked about that every single season. I'm not saying that Justin don't have to develop. What I am saying is the 2 games that the games that I've seen him play best, we've all come out of it saying the same thing. Offensive line did a really good job that day. Offensive line did a good job holding this guy up. So, and here's what I need a lot of people to, almost everyone in the world to understand about the quarterbacks. You don't find the perfect one.
Never.
1 in a million.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes is 1 in a million. Tom Brady wasn't even the perfect quarterback.
Nope.
They turned Tom Brady into the perfect quarterback. Now, by the time he was in Tampa, he was the perfect quarterback.
They had as a matter of fact, they had.
He was the perfect quarterback by the time he was in Tampa.
Drew Bledsoe.
That's second half.
Yeah.
That second half of Tom's career, perfect quarterback. But the first half,
he was a game manager. Got down to the end zone, to the red zone, and Vinatieri kicked them all the way into the history.
You got to do what you got to do, baby. Look,
points is points, baby.
What's Robbie Gould doing? I bet San Francisco wish they had him after yesterday. But hey, man, we appreciate y'all for tuning in. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. What do you think the Bears should do with their draft pick? Should they go out there and draft Caleb Williams? Should they trade back and go get a couple of offensive linemen? I want to see some offensive linemen. I don't care what it. I don't. At the end of the day, if we came out of that draft, traded back twice, got 4 first-round picks in this draft, drafted 4 offensive linemen, I would be giddy.
We got one more super chat from Rogue. You cannot deny Fields is a tough SOB. The dude popped his own thumb back into it.
No, 100%. That's why I know this is going to be a lengthy injury. Justin Fields played a game with 3 broken ribs, like a full game. Like he started the game with those ribs broken. You don't sit there and look at that dude and be like, he couldn't go back out there because he didn't want to further injure himself. He don't care. He probably literally grabbed that football and was like,
yeah, can't throw it. Can't throw that.
Maybe if I angle my arm a certain way, I can still swing it 5 yards.
Let me try throwing it left-handed real quick. I guarantee it, bro. I fully guarantee it. He's just that kind of dude, man. Let's transition a little bit though, because I do have a question. We mentioned Tom Brady and how he turned into this elite player, amazing player. Mac Jones is not. Listen, I don't agree with a lot of the handling that we've seen of Mac Jones with Bill Belichick. I think there's been a lot of poor decision making on Belichick's part over the last couple of years.